All right, guys, it's the faintest of breath here. We have to talk about this real quick because, and I know I don't do sports on this channel, but I am a major sports fan. We have to talk about what just happened. The Oklahoma City Thunder were at home against the Golden State Warriors. It was a really, really good game. There was a struggle at times that went back and forth with the Warriors clawing back to tie it at the end of regulation. It goes into the overtime, and Oklahoma City looked like they were in control, looked like they had the game in overtime, but the Warriors managed to make a couple of big plays. And then Russell Westbrook misses like a running jumper, just outside the paint, 13 feet or so. Draymond Green manages to snag the rebound. I think it was Green. Kicks the ball to Curry, who brings it up the court. ESPN said it was a 32-footer. I don't think it was. I think it was more like a 35, 36-footer, maybe even closer to 40. Brings up the court, casually puts up this deep shot, and drains it. And the Golden State Warriors hold on to win by 3. This game was the best of the season, and the way it went and the kind of plays that were made, just this game actually not only the best of the year, but it possibly could be like the best of the past 2 or 3 seasons. And I know that could be hyperbole, and I could just be in the moment because I just came out of what happened. But I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I watched the game from beginning to ending. Golden State was playing ugly at first. Oklahoma City Thunder jumped up by 12 early in the first quarter. Draymond Green didn't make a shot the whole game. Klay Thompson was horrible the first half. Steph Curry in the second half, actually, Russell Westbrook comes down on his ankle and he tweaks it badly, and he had to go straight to the locker room. Steph Curry has had an issue with ankles problems, not just injuries, but he's had medical issues outside of that with his ankles, and so that was a health scare. Klay Thompson manages to heat up a little bit in the second half to help keep the game close. Curry comes back in. He was the only solid point of offense the entire game for Golden State, but Klay Thompson made a couple of big buckets, especially in overtime. Steph Curry scores 46 points. It's his third game in the last 4 where he had 40+. He broke his own NBA record for most three-pointers in an NBA season. And in this game, Oklahoma City out-rebounded the Golden State Warriors by 20. Andre Bogut played 17 minutes, didn't get a single rebound. Kevin Durant was nuts all game, making shots left and right. He was shooting as well as Curry was from three-point range. He fouls out in overtime. Russell Westbrook makes a couple of big plays left and right. He caused a lot of problems for Golden State, and Golden State never adjusted properly in the game to take care of Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry. That is the main thing they did not do. They did not double him properly when they should have. They did not stick on him like glue. This game was sloppy at times. It was finesse at times, quick scoring at times, a lot of forced passes trying to get stuff done. Oklahoma City had Golden State to only 46 points at the half, and yet Golden State ends up scoring 121. This game was nuts. But this, once again, this proves why Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA, not just the best three-point shooter. He is the best player in the NBA. He is the most clutch player in the NBA, and if it keeps going at this rate, he could end up being the most clutch NBA player in history. Okay? And that's not hyperbole. That is not. Screw these people like Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robinson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that are just having sour grapes over the Golden State Warriors' success. Isaiah Thomas, if defenses were that bad as you claim that they are, how come there is no one else in the NBA that is averaging over 30 points per game and has a shooting clip of 50+, 48+, and 90+? How come there's no one else that puts up the stats that Steph Curry does if the defenses are that bad? This guy is out of the world. He's ridiculous. He routinely makes 50-foot half-court shots like they're nothing. His pregame ritual is at the locker room tunnel, making a 60-foot jumper before going out and doing his warm-ups and stuff. This guy, we've known that he's a good three-point shooter. He was popping at 44-45% as a rookie from three-point range. But just whatever it's ridiculous. His shooting is off the charts. There's never been anybody like him. And for people that just say, oh, he's a three-point shooter, you obviously don't watch the games from beginning to end because he slices and dices defenses. He easily, routinely gets in the paint a lot of times, and that's how he can get a lot of assists too, because he draws so much attention when he's going into the lane. He kicks out to a lot of these guys that can make threes. And I'm sorry, the Warriors are going to get 70-plus wins. Whether they get 72-plus or not is whether they decide to go full force the rest of the year, or they decide to take it back a little bit and rest up the guys for the playoffs, because the championship is what ultimately matters. That's what solidifies your dynasty and your legacy, is if you can go back-to-back and win multiple championships. But if they continue what they're doing now, they're going to get 70-plus wins. They might get more than the Bulls. And I'm sorry, people can say that the teams were better back then. No, they weren't. It was just a different type of game. Nobody was shooting. No one was jump shooting teams like they are now. And I'm sorry, but like, you have to remember, as crazy as the Warriors season is doing so great right now, the Spurs are only like 3 or 4 games back. They're a terrific team that the Warriors whooped by like 20 or 30. The Oklahoma City Thunder are winning at a big pace. And so I'm sorry, there's great teams in the NBA, okay? And LeBron James has a decent team over there at the Cavs that the Warriors also beat by 30. Let's not forget that. And the Warriors beat them by 30 with a full team. So all the people that were whining about the finals last year that the Warriors didn't, they were playing a wounded team, and if LeBron had his full roster, it'd be a different story. Shut up. Shut up. You have nothing to say. You absolutely have nothing to say. Shut up. Quit whining and go home. Okay, quit being mad that there's a player that showed up that's easily better than LeBron James. Okay, and let me just clear this up. I love Steph Curry, honestly. Totally biased on that. But the Warriors are not my favorite team. The Dallas Mavericks are my favorite team, and then the Lakers are behind them because I'm a Kobe fan from the time that I was a kid. So the Warriors are my third team. I like them, mainly because Steph Curry's on them, but I'm not biased in that regard. I'm calling it like it is, okay? I'm being honest about this. If I was a Warriors hater, if I was a Curry hater, I'd still be conceding this, because you know what Curry's doing? It's full skill. Pure jump shooting, slicing and dicing, elite ball handling. He's got decent defense. He can pickpocket you and get steals left and right. He sets up defenses or offenses so many times. He'd be averaging over 8 assists a game if he didn't have guys like Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala there. I mean, there's multiple guys on this team that average over 2 assists a game. It's not just about one player. Multiple guys control the ball, and Steph Curry doesn't even have the ball a lot of times when he comes up the court. But he still averages the numbers he has. And he's sat out the full fourth quarter like 15 times. If he is playing 39 minutes per game, which is the average of the last 15 scoring champions, they had him at 35 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. That's nuts. And he's got the NBA record right now, I believe, for highest PER in a full season if it continues this rate. He's legit. He's the best player ever. And I've done enough praising him. I'm just in the moment right now. This game was nuts. Just had to talk about it because it's one of the craziest things I've seen watching basketball as a sports fan. Had one of the craziest moments. Just crazy because of just how casual it was. Steph wasn't in any kind of panic. He wasn't hurrying. He wasn't gunning. Just casually went up and nailed a 33, 34-plus footer like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. It's unbelievable how calm and how controlled he is of all this. And we're just along for the ride. And it's a great experience. And that's all that's going to be for this video. I'm interested in comments, what people think about and everything. Yeah, man. I got nothing more to say. It's incredible. Fancy breath out.